Etherwar just has more map control because of these pylons in this one Zelnaga watchtower. And there we go. It looks like he's just scouting, not going to be expanding. Um, and we do have Etherwar making sure that his opponent hasn't expanded either. But yeah, to finish my earlier point, the Justin TV Invitational is coming out in the next month or so. I believe it's in about a month from now. I'll post that information on ASCWeekly.com for you guys to check out. And the qualifiers are this Thursday. I believe anyone can sign up for those, no matter what division you're in. Of course, the invitationals are some really massive players. TLOs, Zhao, Damaga, a bunch of other awesome people.
How
we
can you
do
keep
have
forgetting White Raw, Matt?
a White Raw, of course. White Raw is a baller. Nerd baller. Etherwar getting his third base. Command Center going down in the main of I forget his name. Zerotalent. Second starport on the way. So I think he's just blindly countering Colossus at this point, which I don't. Yeah, well, Colossus are on the way, so not a bad idea there. Gonna be pushing out a little bit. Gonna get rid of these forward pylons. Those pylons are nice too, just to let you know when your opponent is coming at you. Gives you a little bit more map
Pylons
control.
are good for all kinds of things. They're good for spotting, good for map presence. What you can do is place pylons all over the place, and really, once you start getting the 3 bases, which you should be at well before the 20-minute mark, just for future reference, you can afford putting pylons pretty much all over the place. And you know, if your opponent spots them, they're just pylons. You've lost 100 minerals, which isn't that big of a deficit in the late game. And if he doesn't, then you can warp stuff in all over the place and do all kinds of crazy harassing, all kinds of crazy reinforcing, all kinds of poking everywhere, and just start getting your opponent super paranoid. You can get a lot of map control that way.
Alright, so Zerotalent looks like he's going to be sending out that command center over to saturate his third base. Etherwar's base is up and running, but has no probes. He is sending out his entire main, I believe, or at least the vast majority of it, over there to saturate it. And it would be pretty brutal if that was actually spotted, if Zerotalent's army was out a little bit further. But it does look like he's going to be pushing out now. Pretty heavy force here, but both players have quite significant armies. But Zerotalent is just quite a little bit too far ahead, 158 to 126. But he needs to be able to make sure he controls properly. I think this might come down to control, because these Void Rays can chew through those Thors. These Colossus and Immortals and Stalkers can chew through this Bio army. So really, well, this is a lot more Vikings though, so those Colossus are going to have to be careful for sure. And what's he going to do?
There's only 4 Vikings. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
too many. But yeah, these Colossus, they can rip through those Marines real fast.
And here we go.
And of course, it'll leave everything else open, and these... Oh, nice! Zerotalent is pulling back, putting Etherwar in this tiny choke. All those Zealots are stuck behind, doing absolutely nothing. A couple of force fields go down, but they don't do much because the Thors are up. Those Colossi are on the high ground, though, dealing a lot of damage to everything. And the Immortals are finally getting in the battle, but it's way too late. There's still quite a few infantry out, but those Immortals are still really holding their own and doing a lot of damage. He's landing those Vikings. All that's left is 2 Thors and a couple of Vikings and a Medevac or 2, and by which I mean 2 and 1 Marauder. And some... Oh, that was such a close fight. Zerotalent should have lost that, but pulled back, pushed all of these units into that little choke. If Etherwar had controlled that a little bit better, he could have easily won that fight. Barely might hold on here, and if he does, this game could definitely go on.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left for Etherwar, although he is rallying in quite a bit more stuff. Both players, well, he's about 40 food behind at this point. His natural's going to go down any minute now. It just looks like, I mean, what he's doing is smart. He's not sending in, oh, now he is. He wasn't sending in 1 unit at a time, was saving up, which is exactly what he needed to do to try and save his main. But I think, unfortunately, it's a little bit too late. He's going to ignore the natural, knows it's nothing's going to be helping him there. Going to go straight for the production facilities. This Immortal's going to get cut off. That Colossus went down. I don't think there's anything else Etherwar can do about this. So it looks like we're going to be going into game number 3 here in just a second, pulling probes off the line. Just waiting for the GG out of Etherwar. And there it is. So congratulations to Zerotalent on taking game number 2 of this round of 8. We're going to be going into game number 3 here in just a second.